Hola, ¿qué tal a toda la comunidad de Roastbrief? Nos encontramos hoy en una entrevista exclusiva muy importante. Eh, un gusto enorme para mí. Here we have Susan Howe. She's the CEO of the Weber Shandwick Collective, the 10th-year anniversary here in Mexico City.
Yeah.
How are you, Susan?
Oh.
It's a pleasure. It's a privilege for me to have you here.
Oh, how very kind. So great to meet you. So glad to be
you
talking with you. And it is an awesome week for us because we're celebrating 10 years in Mexico. So it's been an incredible journey of growth and transformation. And I know you guys study the marketing industry
Yes,
and
a lot.
creativity. And so we have a lot of stories over the last 10 years that we'd love to share with you guys.
How are you feeling? I mean, how's been Mexico City treating you?
Oh,
what
my
do you think
gosh.
about?
This is one of my favorite stops anytime I get to visit offices. And really, in the 10 years that we've been in Mexico, Weber Shandwick has been about innovation and change
Yes.
and never standing still. It began with one leader. It was then 5 people, and now we're 125 strong. And I think that just tells you that this is a place full of energy. So every time I come here, I'm reminded about who we are, and this is just an amazing reflection of the energy of our company right here in Mexico City. So it is one of my favorite stops whenever I get to travel the world.
Yeah, that's really interesting because, I mean, looking back at all of this Weber Shandwick 10-year journey, what do you see as the most defining moment that shaped all of this journey, all of this trip from a 5-person startup,
Yeah.
and now more than 100 people.
Yeah,
Here at Mexico.
It's really hats off. It begins by starting with the right leader, who we have in Amanda. She's an incredible practitioner. She has the startup mindset, even inside a large agency. But she then really helped redefine what reputation and communications could be in Mexico. Okay. So when I think about the last 10 years, it's true. Everything about communications has changed. The types of outlets we reach, the type of media that's important, where people get their news, how the Mexican citizens consume, what the administration looks like, what the relations are with the US, what the global context is. All of that is completely changed. But what remains the same is closeness with clients to energetically solve their problems. So I would say it began with the right leader, but then it also was really this mindset of how do we continue to solve for our clients.
Yes, and speaking about Mexico, I mean, what lessons from Mexico, rapid growth, I mean, and success can be applied to other emerging and other markets that Weber Shandwick operates?
Yeah, great question. This is an absolute success story within Weber Shandwick, and it's something that we hold out. This is one of our fastest growing units, but more than just growth, our Mexico operation is defined by creativity. So in the last 10 years, 5 times we have won the most creative campaign in Mexico. 5 years in a row.
Wow.
I don't think anyone else...
That's a record.
It must be a record.
It must be a record, yeah.
It must be a record. No one else can say that. And I think that growth comes because of this mindset of solving with our clients. Always innovating, looking around corners. I do think it's very much who we are everywhere in the globe. I think that there's a commonality in our culture that you see, but we have absolutely embraced that here and shaped it. So the elements I would model would be about true partnership with clients, getting to know their real problems, finding solutions, and then also being really quick to adapt to change in the marketplace. So those are things that I think we export to other operations all around the world. I wish we had more Mexico cities. We have many great offices, okay. But I wish we had more Mexico cities as well.
And that's really interesting, because my next question is about the Weber Shandwick Global. Mm-hmm. I mean, how you earn this first philosophy that translates into the Mexican market, and where the culture and tradition always plays such a big role in the brand communication. I mean, there's some specific.
Yeah, absolutely. And in so many parts of the world,
because it's really interesting. I mean, there's a lot of similarities, but there's a lot of
for sure.
Points,
for sure. In so many parts of the world, the local context really does shape how we go to market. But when you look back at the history of Weber Shandwick, I've been most of my career at Weber. I'm at 29 years and counting. Mm-hmm. And what we've always been about is earned first. And I think when you think about the major trends that are shaping communications and reputation, earned is really critical to answer several of them. So some of the trends that we've been studying and adapting towards, the first is really this attention economy. And so when you think about the way that people read news, receive news, watch news, listen to pods, it's dramatically different than 5 years ago, even than 5 months ago, because so much emerges so quickly. And when there's such a deluge of content, being able to break through and earn attention, it's never been more valuable. And I think when you look around to some of the other marketing services, they're not seeing the same kind of growth because they don't have this earned orientation. What clients are wanting right now is, how do we break through all of that? And you have to get a reaction. The second trend that we're really following, and I think that also speaks to our heritage, our history, and why communications is different than some other forms of marketing, is all that's happening in the world in terms of the changing business climate. We call this the stakeholder economy.
Yeah, because there's a constant evolution, right?
Totally. And so what boards are looking for, what C-suites are looking for, what risk there is in the world today is very, very heightened. And we hear from so many of our clients that they view this risky environment and need to have a partner who can help them navigate all those different kind of stakeholders. So again, a company like ours that has this earned orientation, it begins at a different spot, and I think it's able to solve problems more quickly and with more agility because we're bringing both sides of the coin to the solution. So here in Mexico, I think that you're seeing those trends also reflected. In terms of the attention economy, I read the statistic that something like 50% of people in Mexico are getting their news from Facebook. So that's completely different than it was 5 years ago. And also, obviously, with the complexity between the US business world and the Mexican business communities, that's a stakeholder challenge. So in those two ways, someone like Weber is really equipped to handle both sides of those challenges.
Yes, and there's a huge challenge because over the past decade, Mexico has become one of the most awarded PR markets in Latin America.
Yeah.
What does this say about this evolution of creativity and strategic communication in this region?
Yeah, I mean, I understand that in LATAM, this is the #2 PR market in the region. What I see different from, we have amazing teams around the region. We have an incredible team in Brazil as well. But I think it is this combination of creativity and stakeholder management that makes Mexico different. So we're able to navigate really complicated challenges. We're able to help clients evaluate risk. We're able to help them look around corners using AI and other tools. But then also we have this cultural context that the communities are so rich and ripe for reflection here. There's so much creativity that comes from the way culture is in Mexico, and I think you see that brought to life in many of the campaigns that we're recognized for.
I mean, there's a lot of questions, but this is one question that I would love to ask you.
Sure.
Under your leadership, the Weber Shandwick has guided global clients like Nestlé, Kelanova, Hanser-Busch. How does Mexico's local expertise contribute to the global strategies of these brands?
Yeah. I think
under your leadership, of course.
Oh, very kind. I mean, it really is an amazing team. But when I think about, again, the success here, this is probably another success lesson to be exported to other markets. And that's that in Mexico, we have a great combination of client mix. We both represent many amazing Mexico first brands like Bimbo, Liverpool, Lala, so brands that are really, Tajin, that are truly born and built in Mexico, that are business leaders in Mexico. But then we also have a suite of clients that are global clients looking for the support on the ground, the local understanding, the local context in Mexico. So clients like Novartis and IBM and ExxonMobil. So again, the combination of having both of those client portfolios is part of the success story here. When I think about global clients, how they're looking at Mexico today, obviously much is influenced by the current backdrop of the economy. Mexico is an incredibly important trading partner to the US. Yes. Many of our clients are US headquartered or European headquartered. And they are navigating, like we all are, how the political environment and tariffs are going to play into the everyday pocketbook. So they expect us to have the real richness of understanding and the local context of the business community here. They also know that we're able to bring that community understanding where they're going to get the most impact and reach when they are looking to do business in Mexico. So we really have very strong partnerships, and having both sets of those partners, I think, makes us better on both sides.
That's a really huge challenge, don't you think? I mean, how do you balance all of these, all of these changes? I mean, there's got to be a lot of work around it, right?
I mean, we should talk to Amanda. She's in there.
Yes.
Her team does such, they do such amazing work. I think overall, when you think about Weber and what we're bringing to so many clients around the world, it is expertise. And we've had this mindset really since, I don't know the beginning, I wasn't there in the beginning, but I've been there a long time. We've had a mindset that if you're able to bring expertise from a variety of sectors and regions and disciplines all together to solve for a client, you end up with a much better result. So we've always had a philosophy that growth comes from collaboration versus competition. I know some other agencies are very much about either my unit or my sector or my specialism. And we've always been about, okay, if you bring this plus that plus the other, you know, the magic happens. Sorry for the sound effects. But having multiple facets makes the work better. And I think also when you think about a communications agency or a public relations agency, having that reputation mindset is very different than other marketing services companies. So we a lot of times get calls from our other either sister agencies, or when clients are doing a marketing effort, they want us to think through the stakeholder lens. And for us, it's all under one roof, which I think makes a very different experience for our clients. And you know what? It also makes it a lot more fun. When I think back about the 10 years here, and for me, the even longer years before that, there are very, very rare times when a client has had a problem that there isn't someone in the system who knows how to help. And I feel like our Mexico team was so great in the beginning when it was 5 people, of reaching back into Weber and saying, who do we have on sustainability? Who do we have on food? Who do we have on influencer? And we'd show up and support each other, and that's how you grow. And it's also fun.
How's your leadership been changing since year 1, now from the 10th anniversary?
Oh my gosh. I think that the team is much more a reflection of a broader set of challenges. So as we grew, sometimes the work was more concentrated on a few. I think now the team, we have the expertise. We have healthcare experts. We have growth experts. We have public affairs experts. We have people who are great at the operations. But also, we share that work so that everyone is also supporting and working with the clients. So those are some of the changes that I would see. I also think the environment itself has changed so much.
Yeah, well.
10 years ago, it was probably newspapers and your cell phone, and now it's TikTok, podcasts, and AI. And so you have to be moving with change, and this team has done a really good job of that.
And speaking of AI, I mean, AI is reshaping a lot of the way we talk, the way we consume, the way we speak.
Yeah.
How's Weber Shandwick integrating all of this AI into its operations while maintaining this authenticity and trust in your clients?
Yeah, I mean, I do think it is a huge inflection point that we are very excited about. And when I think about Weber over the years, here in Mexico and beyond, we have always been innovating along the way. So I remember 10 years ago, we were telling clients they should be content publishers. And 8 years ago, we were saying visual influence, you needed to get into Instagram. And probably 5 years ago, we said podcasts are really emerging on the scene. So we have this history of always being on top of the trend and shaping the trend for and with our clients. AI is no different, except it is the force multiplier for all of the other trends. So I talked about before the attention economy and the stakeholder economy. I think AI is an incredible tool on both sides of those economies. So when you think about the attention economy, AI gives us a way to look at literally hundreds of thousands of conversations to see what's popping before a human could recognize it. So we have tools called the Culture Compass that enables us to scrape the internet and see what's out there, a large language model that a human would take weeks and weeks and weeks to recognize, we're able to do by using the models. So that's a huge accelerant for us to help our clients get to the conversation more quickly. Similarly, on risk, we're working with our clients to create what we call synthetic personas. So I talked about stakeholders. What's the board going to think? What are the investors going to think? What are potentially the politicians going to think? Well, you can use AI to help predict how those different audiences will respond to your message. So we're doing that for dozens and dozens of clients. We're supporting them by having AI test messages. So it's faster to market. It gives us a more precise point of view, always with a human in the loop.
You're this global leader, and how's your leadership been changing around through all of these changes? I mean, not just Mexico, but around the world. I mean, it's been AI, it's been a lot of changes, cultural changes, social changes. I mean, how's your leadership been changing through all of these years?
Yeah, I feel so truly privileged to work with so many amazing people around the world, our mindset has always been lead the industry. Lead the industry because when you do, it means you're solving more problems for your client.
Okay.
You're creating more opportunities for your team, and you're impacting the communities where you operate. So the context changes, yes, every year. And we keep saying to each other, when is it going to be a normal year again? But I think normal years are gone.
Probably going to happen. No.
Normal years are gone. But if you have a culture where you say, let's go for the change, let's drive into the change, then I think you navigate the change better. So for me, I think we are exactly who we are 10 years ago and even 20 years ago. At the same time, we're completely different. And I realize that sounds like two things that don't go together. We're the same in that we have a culture of restlessness, of collaboration, of solving with our clients. We're different in the tools we deploy every single day. But that's what makes it interesting. In the same way that you probably at Roastbrief didn't tape on video a few years ago. You probably did interviews. You didn't have a newsletter. You didn't have the emails. Like, things change, the tools change, but the persona remains the same.
And this people first culture has been central to Weber Shandwick's success.
Yeah.
What initiatives do you believe have most contributed to this employee engagement and talent retention here in Mexico, but also in a more global vision?
Yeah. I do think we draw a certain kind of people in. We draw people who are curious and energized and want to solve for their clients. And that kind of makes magic. Like, if you have the right people, kind of everything else takes care of itself. I mean, I won't, of course not. But like, that is just so foundational, is that we look for leaders who are curious and energized and willing to change. I think that one of the things that is so different about us is the diversity of our work. So first of all, we're everywhere in the world. We're in 60 major business centers. So we have a hugely global mindset. We also have nearly every sector of client. We service in healthcare, in technology, in B2B, in consumer packaged goods, in retail. We have expertise in creative and strategy and account. So all of those layers really gives people a chance to explore their own career. And when I think about what makes people stay more than anything else, what I hear when I talk to people all around the world is the exposure they get to so many different kinds of work is what makes them want to stick around.
What a journey it's been, right?
Oh my gosh, what a journey it has been.
It has been, yes.
What a journey it has been. And you don't really know when you start where you're headed. Like, I think about my own journey. I've had so many jobs in the company. I ran a large account. I ran a large office. I ran a sector. I had a collaboration role. I had a growth role. I didn't know along the way what I was picking up. Like, you kind of gain skills and you don't realize it. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh, that's why I did that.
And for instance, as in the specific Mexico case, how does it look the next decade? I mean, which industries, do you see as the biggest growth opportunities?
Yeah, I think Mexico is a huge opportunity area for us because of the profile that we have, because of the reputation that we have, but also because of the way that we are pushing the industry forward. When I look at some of the peer agencies, they are not using creative and AI and strategy and advisory in the same way that we are. So to me, I'm less focused on a specific sector, but rather at getting more in the C-suite, solving the business problems. Like, how do we continue to be further up the food chain, really in the business issues and challenges. And that's the opportunity here, is communications and reputation is very important in Mexico, but I also think it's evolving. I think that more and more Mexican companies are seeing the need to drive reputation. They're seeing the opportunity to speak more fluently in the business environment. And I think that we're the kind of agency that can support those kinds of companies.
And in a more global way, I mean, how do you see Weber Shandwick global in the next years? I mean, there's a lot of places to explore yet.
Yeah, I know that we will keep inventing. I know that we will keep innovating. I don't know what the tactics are going to look like in a year or 5 years.
Yeah, because the World Cup's coming. I mean,
everything is changing.
There's a lot of opportunities around it.
In the same way it has. But I do know that the energy we put into innovation will put us in the best place possible in the future. So that's what I'm excited about.
So, on a personal note,
yeah,
what excites you the most about the next chapter from Weber Shandwick, and what role do you hope it will play in the wider communications industry?
Oh my gosh, what a great question! I feel truly lucky to have built my career at a place that is about supporting our people and supporting our clients. And so I know that if we continue along that path, the impact we make in the world and our communities will just be enormous. I see us embracing this moment of change like we have every other moment of challenge and change. We're showing up as we are, as grounded leaders with foresight and insight and support of each other and our clients.
It's been such a great interview for me. I mean, thank you so much for being here.
You.
I feel so privileged to be here with you. And thank you so much. I mean, there's a lot of things going on in my mind. There's
me
a lot
too.
of things. Yes. And thank you. I mean, it's been great to speak with you.
We appreciate all that you do for the business community and the spotlight that you shine on creativity. So thank you for spending the time with me.
Yes, it's been great. It's been great too for our entire Roastbrief community. So thank you so much for being here. Congratulations for
10 years,
this
amazing
10-year anniversary.
I'm really proud of that team.
And how are you feeling? I mean, there's a lot of fiesta coming.
I hope so. I hope so.
There's a lot of fiesta, and I hope
there's a lot to
enjoy
celebrate.
Yes, there's a lot to
celebrate.
I agree, and I hope you enjoy this.
Of that, no doubt.
This time. Well, thank you so
much.
Thank you
so much. So great to meet you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yay! It's been great to meet you too, and thank you to our entire Roastbrief community. So,
see you soon.
See you soon.